The U.S. Supreme Court will hear arguments in a lawsuit challenging Tennessee's gender-affirming care ban for minors. The case could affect restrictions here in Texas. ABC's Perry Russell has more on the national impact.
Today, oral arguments at the Supreme Court that could define gender-affirming care for transgender children across the country.
This case is about access to medications that have been safely prescribed for decades to treat many conditions, including gender dysphoria.
The case was brought by a family in Nashville, Tennessee, whose 16-year-old daughter came out as transgender when she was in the 7th grade. She goes by LW and asked us not to show her face.
It's not very comfortable being trapped in, because it just doesn't feel like you.
After months of doctor's visits and therapy sessions, LW and her parents decided to start using medication to delay puberty and later hormone therapy to combat gender dysphoria.
Without objection, the motion to reconsider goes to table.
Last year, lawmakers in Tennessee banned the treatments LW was receiving, in part citing uncertain long-term harm.
In Tennessee, we think this is a risky procedure.
26 states now ban gender-affirming treatments for children, even as major American medical associations have endorsed the treatments for more than a decade. Critics of the ban say they discriminate, as the same drugs are legal for kids who are not trans. LW's family argues Tennessee's ban violates the Constitution.
I want to listen to the doctors, and I want to listen to my kid, and I want to take care of him.
Chief Justice John Roberts questioned whether the High Court was best situated to address an evolving medical issue or if it's better to be handled by the states. A ruling could come in the next few months. Perry Russell, ABC News, the Supreme Court.
The last legislative session, Texas lawmakers pursued dozens of bills affecting LGBTQ people, but not everything made it to the governor's desk, of course. The governor did sign a bill restricting which college sports teams trans athletes could join. That was Senate Bill 15, the Save Women's Sports Act. Texas also passed a gender-affirming care ban for anyone under 18, joining again, as we talked about earlier, more than 24 other states. And you may remember when Senate Bill 14 was up for debate, it spurred protests at the Capitol. Texas had a similar case to what's being debated at the Supreme Court, of course. The Texas Supreme Court found that law constitutional back in June. 8 of the court's 9 Republican justices ruled in favor of that Texas law. After the ruling, Attorney General Ken Paxton posted on X reiterating his commitment to enforcing the ban. Since then, the AG has sued 3 doctors for providing gender-affirming care in the state. Providers who break the law can have their medical license revoked.